Procrastination is avoiding doing a task that needs to be accomplished now, and instead of that, doing more pleasurable things. Another definition for procrastination is that it's about carrying out less urgent tasks instead of more urgent tasks, and so putting off things that really need to be done now till later. Procrastination is a major challenge of effective time management, in essence, an enemy of progress. But there are a few things you can do to tackle procrastination. The first is that you have to be disciplined and give yourself a hard deadline for tasks. A lot of times, the reason why people procrastinate is that the action or activity that needs to be done is not a pleasant one or an easy one. But rather than push it off, you have to develop the discipline to set yourself a hard deadline and say, for example, I must complete this task in the next hour. You then set all your resources, your abilities, your focus to doing it, and in a sense, just getting it done. So there's an element of self-discipline that has to do with tackling procrastination and ensuring that it doesn't derail you from achieving effective time management and ultimately achieving your goals. For motivation, I would suggest that you review the session in this training on the outcomes of ineffective time management and what you want to avoid. Also review the session on effective time management and the positive effects it has on your health, your personal life, and your professional career. The second tip for tackling procrastination is something that we've spoken about previously. It's about breaking down big tasks into smaller tasks. One of the main causes of procrastination is that sometimes you look at a task or a series of tasks and say to yourself, wow, this is quite a lot. And then rather than start on it, put it off till later, till when you think you will have enough time to do it all. If a task is critical or important or urgent, rather than put it off till later, break it out into smaller tasks, even if you don't have the time to complete the entirety now. Start working on a piece of it that you can complete now, because that helps you stave off procrastination. And by the time you've actually completed the first task or the first set of tasks, what is left is not as much as before. And ultimately, you're able to get the overall task done in good time, rather than procrastinating and putting everything off. The third tip to tackling procrastination is that you need to have a daily to-do list. If you don't plan your day, you will not even know the things you need to do, and you will not document them. So it's actually psychological. Those things you don't want to remember because they are unpleasant or they're not easy to do. Those are the things that you really don't want to do. You will push them off in your mind, and because it's not documented, there's a tendency to forget them and never get around to doing them till it's absolutely too late. That's really procrastination. But putting together a daily to-do list means you'll document what exactly are the things that need to be done that day, whether you like them or not, and also allocate how much time is needed to completing each of those tasks. Determine what needs to be done today, regardless of how you feel about it, and plan your day so you have the time to do those things. Then you can deal with procrastination. The fourth tip to effectively tackling procrastination is the need to set clear goals and understand why you want to achieve those goals. If you keep your eyes on the prize, it's harder to procrastinate on the things that will get you there, and you'll be focused on completing the tasks as long as you understand what the ultimate objective is. For example, there might be certain assignments you need to take that are not pleasant, but help to broaden your experience so you can be promoted within your organization. It's difficult to procrastinate on those assignments. Similarly, there might be certain customers you feel are very difficult, but if these are the customers that will help you make your sales targets, you figure out a way to get along with them and close the sale, and you do not procrastinate on it. So if you understand what your goals are and understand why you want those goals, it's harder to procrastinate on the tasks that will be able to get you to those goals and are associated with those goals, regardless of how pleasant or unpleasant or how easy or difficult these tasks are. Once you have clarity on your goals, It gives you the fortitude and the momentum to tackle procrastination and complete those tasks in good time because your focus is on the goal. The fifth tip to effectively tackling procrastination is about creating accountability. If you can, the first person you should be accountable to is yourself. For example, you could have a reward system where you say to yourself, when I complete this task, I will do something, where this something is some sort of reward for completing the task. Because you're accountable to yourself, you hold yourself accountable to completing that task rather than procrastination, and the reward in itself is an incentive. However, if you haven't gotten to the level where you can hold yourself accountable, create accountability with others. You can have an accountability partner who can be a mentor, a coach, a peer, a manager, or even a spouse. Someone to whom you map out your achievements periodically. The fact that you're going to be giving account to someone forces you to focus on ensuring you complete those tasks because you don't want to be in a situation where you have to make excuses. So rather than procrastinate, which gives you the opportunity to make excuses, because you're going to be giving an account, it's almost like a deadline. And so you make sure you do those things that need to be done to ensure that the tasks are completed, and it forces you to focus and avoid procrastination. Finally, in this war of tackling procrastination, you need to drop the perfectionist mindset. One of the biggest causes of procrastination is wanting to have everything perfect. For example, people who say, until I have everything, every single piece of information, until everything is in place, until this customer is in this particular state of mind, until the reports are all completed, I will not move forward. And so you procrastinate until everything is perfect. Now, there will be situations where you have to wait for the entirety of information, but you need to be able to assess if you have all that it takes to move forward. And then once you do, to move forward with the task. If you keep waiting and keep procrastinating and keep putting off tasks until every single thing is there, whether it is necessary or not, whether it's required or not, then you will continue to procrastinate. But as part of tackling procrastination, you need to drop the perfectionist mindset and have more of a mindset of what is required, what is the minimum requirement, and once I have it, I will move forward with this task and do it effectively and properly.